Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome to Grace Healing House Podcast, a sanctuary for Black women to return to rest, to remember that we are worthy, and to reclaim the art of receiving. I am Tiffany Renee, your sacred facilitator and guide. Here, we calm and heal our nervous systems, release survival patterns, and embrace wholeness. I invite you to take a deep breath, settle in, allow yourself to receive. You are safe here, you are enough, you are divine. Today, we're going to talk about rest as revolution. And we're exploring what it truly means for Black women to remember rest as revolutionary, as medicine, and as our sacred right. We will explore the truth of what rest really is and what benefits rest provides us. We will also explore practices that foster the rest we need to regenerate, heal, and return to wholeness. Let's begin with opening the space in prayer, and then we'll proceed with the transmission for today. We give thanks for and honor to the absolute love, light, power, and truth of the Creator of all that is that we are, and all that is not in complete resonance with this truth within and around us. We command it all to release now, and surrender it all to the source from which all comes now. We give thanks for and honor to all the parts of us, all our ancestors, guides, and guardians that are here through absolute love, supporting and assisting us, manifesting the highest and greatest good in us, through us, and around us. We give thanks for the absolute truth, love, and healing we receive on this and all days under grace, gratitude, and joy. Now, Ashe. Now take in a breath with me. Let's just breathe deep. In this space, we remember that we are whole, that rest is our birthright, and that healing begins with receiving. So let's begin with answering the question, what is rest? Rest is the act of surrendering the small stuff. And by small stuff, I mean the finite, linear version of ourselves we've been conditioned to believe is who we are. When we surrender this limited perception, we begin the process of self-realization, acceptance, and allowing the true, divine self to be known and expressed. And notice, I didn't mention how many hours of sleep you get at night. Rest is deeper than sleep. It's deeper than that. It is permission to be, to receive, to let go. There have been many days when I only slept for an hour and yet I felt rested. And there have been other days when I got the prescribed 8 hours and woke up feeling like I hadn't slept at all. And here's the thing, before we can allow ourselves to rest, we must first feel safe. This is where rest as revolution comes in. It is a framework, an invitation for Black women to understand and practice making space for rest in everyday life. It doesn't require hours. It begins with acknowledging our need for rest and then taking the actions that align with us, creating the structures that support us in resting. Many Black women, we carry so many roles we perform So many roles in our lives. We're the caretakers, the entrepreneurs, the students, the mothers, the wives, the space holders, and so much more. Rest is the key that supports us in showing up to all of these different roles from a place of fullness, rested, clear, grounded, rather than being pulled in countless directions. For many of us, rest was never modeled. Historically, Black women could not rest, right? We lived in hypervigilance, carrying the PTSD of the bodies and spirits violated for the profit of others, of lives threatened and taken for no reason at all. Many of us grew inside of wombs that whispered, the world is unsafe, rest is danger, vulnerability is danger. You must be strong, you must be silent. You must silence your feelings and your voice to survive. It's an intersection of oppression, misogyny, and sexism faced as women, compounded with the racism faced as Black people. Across the diaspora, this creates an energetic framework that feeds perfectionism, overachieving, martyrdom, addiction, and the savior complex. We've been conditioned to believe we must be 100 times better, 100 times stronger, smarter, that we must work 100 times harder, even when we give our absolute best. It often goes unseen, especially by us. When we do speak out about injustice, about biases in our workplaces, our homes, our lives, we're labeled the angry Black woman. We're not allowed to express anger, to express rage, grief, all those different emotions. We're just expected to keep serving, just keep going, keep working, keep doing, keep going, without anyone pausing to ask, to check in and see, how are you feeling? How can I support you, without being recognized for what we're contributing to our families, to our workplaces? And so it's time we do that for ourselves, because it begins with us. It begins with us. And from what I see, we lack spaces of true sisterhood, spaces where we can be witnessed in love and appreciation without competition, without jealousy, without the conditioning that has taught us to distrust each other, to war against one another, to compete against one another. This is part of the generational slavery that begins to unwind in our spirits, our minds, and our bodies when we have a sacred and safe place where we can rest, where we can let go, where we feel safe to surrender, to trust the ground underneath us is not breaking, is not falling apart. A space where we can be held to. I had a moment recently in yoga teacher training during a yoga nidra session. And yoga nidra is all about rest. It's the yoga for rest. That's what it's known for. And for the first time, I felt myself truly letting go. What supported me was something as simple as blankets, multiple blankets that made me feel comfortable. You know, I set up my space. My nest is what Tracy Stanley calls it. in a way that felt really good and comforting to me. I was warm. I was just in a very cozy space. And it was after I had that experience that I realized my practice was reflecting what was happening in my life, right? I'll use what I have. I'm resourceful. I'll make it work. I'll make do. I don't need to spend an extra, you fill in the blanks on comfort. I prided myself in being resourceful and being a purist, but really, I was denying myself what I needed. That day, by simply allowing myself comfort, I was able to surrender. I was able to rest, to let go. And in that moment, my nervous system shifted from perpetual fight, flight, freeze, faun into rest, repair, renew. The more we allow this, the more we can live and serve from a place of fullness instead of depletion. But it's interesting that so many of us don't feel worthy of the little things that make a big difference. We focus on what we don't have. We focus on making do rather than giving ourselves permission to be comfortable, to feel comfortable, to receive support, and again to rest. And here's the thing, we are worthy. We're worthy of comfort. We're worthy of spaces that nourish us. We're worthy of environments where we are engaged and heard. We are worthy of rest. And now I invite you to, you can take out your journals, whatever you feel aligned with. And ask yourself, where do I resist resting? What do I believe will happen if I slow down? What does safety feel like in my body? Have I ever known safety? What does rest as resistance mean to me? What does rest as revolution mean to me? And with that, I say, thank you for blessing this space with your presence. Thank you so much for taking this time to rest with me, to pause, to remember your worthiness. I invite you to share with the tribe what came up for you, how what was shared resonated with you. The more we share with one another and allow ourselves to be witnessed, the more we grow. May you carry this reminder into your own life that you are worthy of comfort, that you are worthy of safety, and you are worthy of rest. And understand, rest, again, it doesn't require hours of your day. It can be a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can create within your daily structure, with the understanding that even these small pauses support your overall well-being, your focus, your ability to show up for the people you love, and most importantly, for yourself. You can begin right where you are. Take a moment to build a sense of safety in your body. You can do this by, if you're sitting or standing, simply notice your body's connection to the chair or the floor, the earth beneath you. Feel how it meets you, how it supports you. Bring awareness to your breath and let that reminder sink in. It may seem small, but this practice grows into a deeper awareness, a centeredness that allows your nervous system to shift from flight, fight, or freeze into rest, repair, and renew. And if this episode spoke to you, if you feel called to go deeper, to be witnessed and supported on your path, I invite you to explore my sacred mentorship offerings or personal sessions and retreats. Know and really get it into your bones that you are not alone. And at any time, you can always call in Divine's grace, love, compassion, peace, and guidance for wherever you are in your journey. And when you call it in, give yourself full permission to receive it. I love you. I celebrate you loving yourself. And if you feel called, please do visit Grace Healing House. This is where you can find all of these offerings that I'm speaking to. May you prosper in all areas, in all seasons in your life. Ashe.